I'm showing a buyer and I called the listing agent to find out the co-broke split. She said there is no co-broke split or it is less than 2.5%. What do I do?
Here's where professionals and amateurs make a difference. And when I say amateurs, this has nothing to do with the time frame that you've been licensed. I would have no problem showing a property because number one mistake that agents make is they read the minds of a seller and you don't know where the seller is sitting today. I would show the property. You can negotiate that. If a seller truly wants to sell, don't not show it because you don't know where they're sitting. How many days on market? Have they become vulnerable? Are they desperate? You don't know any of this. So I would always go ahead and show the property, and then I would have had the conversation beforehand with my buyer, letting them know that there is potential we could go into a place that we're going to have to negotiate commission. And if you let them know that up front, let the buyer make the decision. Do I want to show a property that's paying 0? Do I want to show a property that's only paying 1%, 2%? Are you willing to negotiate it? And let the buyer know that there's ways that we can do that. We can do it through seller concessions. We can do it through them getting down payment assistance. There's so many things that can go into play. I would not shy away from showing properties that are at 0%, 1%, 2%.
First thing I'm going to think about when I hang up the phone is, well, I'm going to be getting that listing pretty soon. But I'm just going to tell my client, listen, offer whatever you think you're going to be willing to offer, less 2.5%. Because when the closing statement arrives, the commission for our side is going to be on your part of the ledger. So it's the same thing. Guys, at the end of the day, think about it this way. The world is not coming to an end. All it means is that numbers are going to be moved from one side of the ledger to the other. At the end of the day, sellers are going to sell for whatever net number they're willing to agree to, and buyers are only going to be willing to pay whatever net number they're willing to pay. So you just make an offer less 2.5% because you're going to have to pay me.
I love this question, and the reason being is that in the current environment that we're going to be going into, you're going to have to get that buyer's agreement signed. And by getting that buyer's agreement signed, you're guaranteed the compensation either way. So reality of it is I would never not show a property just because they say that nothing's being offered. I want to do what's best for my buyer, and what's best for my buyer might be them paying the commission, it might be the seller paying the commission, it might be the seller's brokerage paying the commission, but we can negotiate that once we've seen it. This question doesn't really impact us because we have that compensation agreement already signed with the buyer.
Well, I'm going to show that buyer the property. It may be just the perfect property for them. And we're going to look at all the attributes of the house, the location, and if it's just the right house for them, we will build that commission into the sale of the home. And because we don't want to miss an opportunity for them to find the best house for them. So we will work around that situation. We will not walk away or say we're not going to show the property, but we'll find a way to build it into the transaction.
Well, we'll still show the house. And what we'll do is if it's something that you really like, we'll write an offer and we'll write a compensation amount into the contract.
So at that stage, hopefully you have already filled out your buyer-broker agreement and you've discussed compensation with your buyer. If not, it would be a great time. But honestly, personally, I don't know that if I'm working with first-time home buyers, I work with everyone from a $90,000 condo to $1 million homes. But if someone can't afford the compensation, I'm still gonna help them because you never know where business is gonna lead you. And my heart is here to help people. So, and who knows, maybe when we're working with the offer and we submit an offer, I can then negotiate that compensation my way. But ultimately, I'm here to help people.